What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock and what you should be anticipating for the future. I'm also going to be answering the question, is NIO about to drop really hard, or are we very close to finding the bottom? I'm also going to talk about the overall stock market and what's going on with the Ukraine situation, as we have some major updates that just came out that are very, very important for you to know for the market. We have other updates involving Joe Biden and what the Fed is doing, and also the potential for NIO to open its own phone production plants very, very soon. Now, before I say anything about that, before I talk about the news affecting NIO and what's going on with NIO's share price, I do have to mention some very important things first. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please do not take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to have the opportunity to win up to $200,000, as Moomoo's giving away 200 grand for the new year. So if you want your chance, guys, please check out the offer down below. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at NIO, we're currently down about 6.2%. And even though NIO is in the red right now, there are some important things I have to be discussing with you guys. Because if you actually look at the entire market, let me actually look up other stocks first, like this. So you guys can see Tesla's down 4%, AMC's down 8%. Roblox is down 3%. I mean, the SPY is down over 1%. I mean, we're seeing red all over the place, left and right, and that's because of what's going on with the Fed and the Ukraine situation, as there are important things to be discussing. So currently, the market is right now, the fear and greed index is showing that the market is a little bit more fearful. I do think the truth should be maybe closer to 20. I think we're pretty fearful right now because there's so much ambiguity and confusion about what's going to happen in the future. We're not really sure about how this is really going to play out, but it is looking like Russia's ready to really strike. So right now there is news coming out that Russia orders troops into rebel held regions, which is true. Now we're starting to see some military activity there, but guys, they haven't necessarily brought their 150,000 troops to necessarily, invade quite yet. It does look like they're getting ready to do that. They're very close to that, which is why tensions are very high. Now, as a result of troops being ordered to actually go there, President Joe Biden of the United States, he basically has been announcing more sanctions on Russia. So these sanctions in return are going to have some economic effects because of the fact that our trade is not going to be the same as before. And we're going to see the Fed probably tighten up a little bit more because of that. So what's happening is there's going to be an opportunity cost to these moves that are being made. We do depend on Russia for oil and gasoline, as the US is not 100% energy independent. We also depend on Russia for, certain parts, for chips and other things like that. So we could potentially see the price of gas start to go up. We're probably going to see the price of many parts start to go up, and we're also probably going to see inflationary data increase by around 2%, according to many economists. So these things are going to have a major effect on our economy, and because of that, guys, because of this effect it's going to have, it's going to affect our consumer price indexes and our spending. So the Fed, the US Federal Reserve, they're going to be making different decisions now. They may become a little bit more hawkish, right? No, I'm not trying to spread FUD. This doesn't mean the market's going to just crash, because I don't think there's going to be a massive market crash. I don't necessarily see it that way, as it is an election year. If the market were to crash, we could say goodbye to, someone. And you guys get my point, guys. I don't necessarily think there's going to be a major crash. I think what's going to happen is the market's going to drop, but it's going to find a bottom and then rebound perhaps in the next couple of weeks. So like I said, guys, for NIO in particular, if we look at the one-day chart, we're down about 6.2%. We had quite a bit of price action in the beginning. Then after that, we took a big hit. We went as low as the $21 level of support, 21.33. We bounced off that and we closed at 21.77, down 6.2% once again. So I'm going to bring up some other technical indicators before I show you guys what I think is going to play out. So actually, let me show you guys this first. Looking at the yearly chart, I showed you guys a gap. I'm not sure if it's showing on the yearly. It kind of shows, yeah. So there's a gap, and the gap is going to be filled at around I would say the 21 flat, and we could go a little bit lower than that, right? We could go as low as the $19.31 range once again. So we could see NIO testing the $20 level of support very, very soon based off the action. Now, I'm not saying NIO is going to crash, guys, because I believe in this company long term. I'm super, super bullish. What I am trying to tell you guys is that we're probably going to drop and then find a bottom before we slowly start to recover. And once the market rebounds, we should be bouncing right back up relatively quickly, right? So, like I told you guys, I've been calling out this drop to 21. We could go lower than that, guys. We could go as low as 20. So I just wanted to prepare you for moves like this. Now let's look at other indicators real quick before I end this video and talk about what's going on with the NIO phone. MACD flips with the 9-day moving average. That's indicating a bearish cycle or us dropping. We're seeing the DMI, the directional moving index, is showing the positive and negative lines, right? Once again, they're separated like this. They're not necessarily coming together or crossing. That's an indicator that we have a lot more bearish momentum. RSI is oversold at 29.88. Once again, that shows we're not extremely strong right now. We're oversold, we're dropping, and it does look like we're going to perpetuate, which means we could see NIO going below 20 relatively soon to the $19 range. I want to prepare you guys for that, but don't be too scared because in my opinion, it's also a blessing because we have the opportunity to buy NIO at a discounted price. We also have the opportunity to load up on shares and really wait it out because you could do all sorts of things if NIO were to drop like that, right? This could be a time, possibly, not financial advice, but possibly you could like a person could buy long-term call options, for instance, if they want to, right? And an option doesn't have to end up, you know, in the money to be profitable. It could just start to run up and people could profit off that. I mean, there's all sorts of things people could do. But if you are just longing on NIO, holding a lot of shares, don't be scared, guys. These dips are normal. It happened to Tesla before. It's happening all over the market. Once we rebound, we're going to recover. Now, when it comes to what's going on, there is some, news coming out about NIO having their own phone to be released relatively soon. NIO has not made any comments about that, but it is still possible. And there are many sources out there saying that this is most likely going to happen based off some information they claim they have, but it's not confirmed yet, so I don't truly know that. But it is something that will, in my opinion, happen in the future, most likely. I do see this happening in the future. Just as of right now, it's just not confirmed, but I do think it's going to be very, very huge. I do think they're going to be integrated with their cars. They're going to be able to connect with them, and it's going to be very awesome for the company, for their fundamentals, their revenue, and other things like that. So for the short term, I see NIO dropping to the $20 to $19 range. It could go a little lower depending on how the market responds, but then in a few weeks, I see the market recovering. I think NIO's going to run right back up to the mid 20s, and eventually, guys, eventually, once all this hard stuff is out of the way, once rates start to go up by the Fed, I told you guys NIO is a potential target for a potential short squeeze or a miniature short squeeze based off the manipulation it has been going through. On top of that, I do see NIO having some good moves by the time we get to maybe, I would say, towards the middle to end of Q2, maybe towards Q3 and Q4, I do see some big moves to the upside relatively soon for this company. I have not lost faith. Their fundamentals are there. They're killing it when it comes to production and deliveries. They're going to do better over time, and I just can't wait. So my lesson for you guys is patience is a virtue. You got to be patient. And also, remember what Warren Buffett always says, and that is you must be greedy when those are fearful. As you can see, the market is very fearful right now. This is the time. That's what I have for this one. I thank you all for listening. I have not lost faith. I'm still very bullish for the future of NIO, just for the short term, given the market conditions. And NIO has done nothing wrong to cause this, but given the conditions, we could drop a little bit and we should be testing 20 relatively soon. That's what I have for this one. I thank you, and I'll see you guys on the next one. NIO to the moon, and peace out.